Hi guys. So I just wanted to make a quick video here. I just barely got home for my trip to see the eclipse and to tour Portland. Like literally 40 minutes ago. And can I just say, although it was a wonderful trip and quite an adventure, I am so glad to be home. Home sweet home. So I wanted to talk about what I've been feeling since the eclipse occurred, and that is basically a complete resetting and a ending of a lot of things that have been going on for us for the past 18 months. As I said in my live Facebook video, a solar eclipse happens every 18 months somewhere in the world, and when it does, it marks the end of one phase and the beginning of another phase, and this is what I've been feeling since this eclipse. I could feel it coming to a head right before the eclipse, and then during the eclipse and shortly thereafter I could just feel a lot of things changing, a lot of things ending, a lot of new energy coming in, and I can still just feel so much energy changing going on. So what I have been feeling and what has been happening for me in the last week is what has been ending for me is my attachment to lower vibrational things and situations and circumstances. What has been ending for me is my allowing circumstances and relationship dynamics between my twin and I to interfere with my own ascension process and pull my energy down. So I have been spending a lot of time the last few days working on bringing up my own vibration and then just letting everything that holds my vibration down and pulls me down, just let that all fall away. And I feel that this is happening naturally right now for a lot of us. And I wanted to point out something that I've been seeing for a lot of twin flames, those I know personally and those I see in all of the Facebook groups that I'm in for twin flames. What I have been sensing and seeing is that we are being called to learn how to release certain relationship dynamics that are not befitting us and are no longer serving us and are holding our vibration down without, and I'm stressing this part, without separating ourselves from the person with which we are having that relationship. So our human tendencies tell us that when we are having issue with somebody, that we need to step back away from that person and leave them alone for our own protection. But that is our ego talking. Our ego is our self-defense mechanism. It is the emotional state that we step into when we feel as if we might get hurt or injured somehow by somebody. So when we step into this frame of mind that says we can't associate with this person anymore because they are messing up our own energy, and the relationship with them has just become so complicated and is just not helping me anymore, so I have to leave that person alone. That's not really true. What is true is that we have to release our need and our attachment to these lower vibrational relationship dynamics. And these lower vibrational relationship dynamics will continue to happen in this relationship, especially if we're talking about your twin flame, for as long as those things bother you. As soon as you overcome your need to become annoyed by them or to allow them to affect you in any way, they will fall away as they have served their purpose and are no longer needed. And this is what I feel is happening right now. These lower vibrational, complicated relationship dynamics with our twin flame are no longer needed. Actually, they have not been needed for a very long time, but we've been hanging on to them because we haven't figured out yet how to remove that and keep our twin flame relationship. Because again, our human mind and our ego tell us that the only way this can happen is if we release the relationship, not just the running dynamics within the relationship. But that doesn't really work with a twin flame because you can't really let a twin flame go. So this process is calling us to figure out how to do this without letting our twin flame go and without not working on the relationship with our twin flames. And this is what I've been seeing in a lot of Facebook groups, people saying that they can't talk to their twin flame because they need to sort themselves out and the communication is just not there and they just don't feel as if they are able to reach out at this moment in time. And what I've been sensing with this situation with these people is that we have to learn how to let go of the non-beneficial parts of the relationship and not allow these parts of the relationship to affect us in any way anymore. When we do that, all of these non-beneficial relationship parts between us and our twin flame will fall away because they have served their purpose and will no longer be needed. We will no longer need them anymore. The only reason they are still here is because we are still unable to let the stuff go. So one of the things that has happened with me over the last, I would say, 3 weeks is my own energy pulling itself back without me even really doing anything, and my own need for these lower vibrational relationship dynamics just falling away. And since, I would say, Friday or Saturday, so almost a week ago now, I have started relating in conversations with my twin flame to my twin flame from a very high, positive, loving, caring, nurturing vibration, but also a very independent vibration. Like I'm just sharing things about how I'm feeling and what I'm doing while I was on this trip from a very high vibration, like, hey, I'm having so much fun. I'm so glad I was able to do this, just stuff like that, like really happy, high vibrational stuff, not the typical, I wish you were here, too bad you couldn't come with me. In fact, I even told him I was glad he wasn't there with me, because it was the very first trip I'd ever been on, and I'm almost 35 now. This was the very first trip that I have ever been on completely by myself. Which I will get into in another video, because that's actually a long story that I do want to share with you about my life up to this point, but that's for another video, I think. That's for my next video. So, how exactly do we release our need for these lower vibrational relationship dynamics, particularly between us and our twin flame, without giving up the relationship with our twin flame? How do we navigate the relationship and not get caught up and fixated on the lower vibrational stuff that is going on and still keep the relationship alive? So, what I have been doing is when I am not feeling my usual high vibrational state, is not communicating with him. If he reaches out to me, I'll just be like, hey, I'm busy right now, talk later, I'll get back to you whenever. Or I'm just not in a good mood right now, I don't want to talk right now, I need some space. And he respects that. What's very important in not getting caught up in these lower vibrational relationship dynamics is to maintain our high vibration within ourselves. So if we are not feeling a high vibration, and if we do not feel as if we can relate with our twin from a high vibrational independent state, then we should not be communicating with our twin flame. If we cannot talk to our twin flame from a completely positive, self-reliant frame of mind, then we should not be talking with our twin flame. It is perfectly okay for them to step back and not want to talk to you because they're going through this too. Because from time to time they just don't want to talk with us because of how they're feeling and the mood that they're in, and they don't want to get the relationship between you and them caught up in lower vibrational frequencies. That's perfectly fine. Like with my twin, when I tell him that I just don't want to talk, he respects that and he leaves me alone. He gives me the space I need. And when he says that he doesn't want to talk, I say, okay, you don't have to talk with me. You don't have to tell me what's going on in your life. You don't have to tell me anything. Although I am here for you if you should choose to. And sometimes he does. Most of the time he doesn't. And that's okay. What I sense a lot of people getting wrapped up in is what it all boils down to is a sense of control. Because in a typical boy meets girl relationship, when the girl says, I really wish you would XYZ, the boy typically, not always of course, but typically says, oh babe, well if you really want me to do that, then I guess I'll do that, because you want me to. But within the twin flame dynamic, that doesn't really happen. You can say, I really wish you would do this, but then your neediness and you coming from a frame of mind which is needy and needing him to do this, or needing her to do this, ends up triggering the twin flame mechanism spiritually and energetically with your twin flame, so that the last thing that is going to happen is him doing that or her doing that. So we have to stop feeling as if we need to control our twin flame. If we are in a situation in which we feel that our twin flame should be doing something that they're not doing, or should be saying something that they're not saying, or should not be saying something that they are saying, or should not be doing something that they are doing, then it's because we need to step back ourselves and we need to evaluate exactly why this is bothering us. Because this situation has absolutely nothing to do with our twin flame and everything to do with us and our own energy. We need to ask ourselves exactly why it's bothering us. Exactly why we are allowing our own energy to become invested in this. And we need to pull our energy back out of that situation and remove ourselves from the negative aspects of that set of circumstances and step back, and if necessary stop communicating with our twin flame until such a time as we are stable and balanced within our own energy centers and can maintain our own high vibration. This is the push and pull of twin flames. This is the reason for the push and pull of twin flames. When somebody in your life is not matching your frequency and is not getting along with you, and you're not feeling the usual energy vibration exchange with them that gives you good vibes, then you are going to automatically want to step away from them and just go do other things with other people and spend less time with them, right? So this is what happens from an energetic level with our twin flames. Energetically, when you and your twin flame are not getting along, it's because you are not in energetic alignment. So until you step back away from the situation, align your own energy and raise your own vibration from the lower vibrational running frequencies between you and your twin flame, things are not going to change for the better. And they have to learn to do the same thing. They have to learn to say, I can't talk right now, babe. I love you, but I can't talk to you right now. And you have to respect that. You have to respect them saying, I'm just busy right now. I've just had a long day. I'm just really tired. Even when you feel as if they're not. Because if they don't want to talk with you, that's because that's them pulling their own energy back for their own sake so that they can balance it on their own and raise their own frequency. Even though they may not realize that that's what's going on, that is what's going on. So, what I feel going on right now after this eclipse is just exactly this. Everything that I've been talking about here. I feel as if we are learning how to maintain our own vibration and balance our own energy and step back away from situations that are not being beneficial to us or to our twin flames, but without giving up on the relationship with our twin flames. I feel as if we are learning how to navigate through the complicated twin flame relationships, because we've been on this journey, most of us, for a while now, and we've kind of figured out the push and pull and how this all works. And I feel as if now the universe has given us all of the tools that it can to help us learn how to balance our own energy and raise our own vibration, and therefore all the lower vibrational things are just falling away. And if by chance that is not happening for you yet, be very conscious about how you relate with your twin flame, and make sure that it is from a positive, loving frequency, a high vibrational frequency, and that you are not getting pulled under into all of these negative running dynamics, because this is very, very important right now. I feel as if we are all being called to release the need to have these complicated lower vibrational running dynamics between us and our twin flame. And since I, almost a week ago now, have learned how to step back and to raise my own frequency, my own vibration, and to balance my own energy, and to only relate to my twin from a high vibrational, happy, self-reliant place, the types of conversations that he and I have, although since I've been traveling for this last week, or last 4 days anyway, have not been in depth or at length. They have been more loving and more supportive and more understanding, and the communication has been clearer between him and I than it has been in a very, very long time. So I think that we are all being called right now to maintain our own energy, to learn how to balance our own energy, to raise our own vibration and keep our vibration high, and to not allow situations and relationship dynamics and circumstances to pull us down into the negativity anymore. I feel as if we have grown strong enough and we have all of the right resources and all of the right tools and all of the right wisdom and insight now, where we know how to do this. Even though we may not be consciously aware of it, we do know how. Okay, so I think this turned into a long enough video. I'll let you guys go. And I'll let me go so I can get some rest and be at work tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Much love, much light, and may blessings be with all of you. Till next time.